Hello, this is Ja. If you don't know me, I'm the rejection guy. I talk about rejections all the time. But here I'm going to start a new series. It's called Thrones of Rejection. If you're a fan of Game of Thrones, this is for you. But also, if you're a fan of overcoming rejection, overcoming the fear of rejection, and how to turn a no into a yes, this is also for you. Game of Thrones is one of the most popular shows on TV right now. Everyone and their mom and their incestuous twin brother, they're also talking about Game of Thrones. So why am I talking about it? Because the script is extremely well written and there are a lot of lessons about rejection that you can learn from Game of Thrones. So every episode going forward, I will break it down when one person or one group of people asks another group something. They either get a yes or a no. If they got a no, I will analyze why they got rejected and how they can get a yes if they change their tactics. If they get a yes, I will talk about why they got a yes and how this can apply to you and your lives. Okay, so let's start with season 7, episode 1. The first lesson is how do you have people trust you when they haven't met you before? And we see this situation many times, whether you are on the street and trying to get help from a stranger, or when you are trying to look for a job, you meet your potential hiring manager the first time. How do they trust you? How do they know you are who you said you are, or you've done what you said you've done? So you do that by increase your credibility. And here's the scene between Bran Stark and Ed, the new Lord Commander at the Wall.
You wildlings.
I'm Mira Reed, daughter of Howland Reed. This is Brandon Stark, son of Ned Stark.
How do I know that's true?
You were at the Fist of the First Men. You were at Hardhome. You've seen the army of the dead. You've seen the Night King. He's coming for us. For all of us.
Okay, come on. Let's get them inside.
So in this clip, basically, two people want to get in and the other person has a reason to doubt them and power to stop them, right? The reason Bran got a yes because he said things only insiders or people with supernatural ability can say, which is, I know who you are. I know where you've been to. You've been at Hardhome. You've seen these terrible things, right? That shows he is an insider. He has information that no one else has. So let's say you're interviewing for a job at Apple. Okay, you sit down with the interviewer and they ask you, what do you think about Apple? You can say many things. You say, oh, I love Apple. I use iPhone, I use the Mac, and I love Steve Jobs. He has inspired me, blah, 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 right? But if you do that, everyone would have said those things. It doesn't differentiate you from anyone. But if you say this, well, I think your business is under some pressure with your app store. For example, I know your margin is getting compressed because you are getting pressure from Google with the Android and their app store, and it's called Play Store. And because of that, I think you're making less money. Here's my thoughts about how you can counter that. Man, if you say those, that means one, you're an insider or you have done a lot of homework. So that brings credibility to you and it will separate you from all the other candidates who are looking for the same job. The second scene I want to talk about is when one person or one party is making a huge request that can fundamentally impact the other party if she says yes or no. And we face this type of situation many times. Maybe we're looking for a major investment for your firm. Maybe you're trying to make a sale, like a multi-million-dollar sale. A lot of times you get shut down. The scene is, I'm not going to play this, Euron Greyjoy is making a marriage proposal to the queen. And he's trying to say, on one hand, I'm going to give you a lot of my fleet of 1,000 ships that will increase your war chest for your kingdom. On the other hand, I want to marry you. Right? That's a huge request. And the queen said no. And then Euron immediately asked why. Okay? He didn't get angry. He didn't try to make the argument again, but he asked why. And the queen said, I don't trust you. You're not trustworthy. Euron here said, I don't think you should trust me. Here, I would bring you a gift that would show how trustworthy I am. So he left. Now, many people, when you're making a marriage proposal like that, when they haven't seen you, you're gonna get shut down, especially if you have some really bad history, some baggage about you. But he bought himself a second chance, and he didn't shut the door. He didn't become defensive. He didn't become angry. In fact, he was agreeing with the rejecter, saying, oh, if I were you, I wouldn't trust me either. But here's how I would do it. Now, Yoram also made a mistake in his argument. He's trying to be funny. If you watch the show, you know what I'm talking about. He kept attacking and humiliating the person standing next to Cersei, his twin brother, Jaime. And he's trying to take him down, trying to win the heart of Cersei. That's a big no-no. When you are trying to talk to a decision maker, the first thing you want to do is to get a good relationship or butter up to the person that decision maker trusts. She doesn't trust you, but she trusts her brother. If Jaime can become an advocate for Euron, maybe Cersei would have said yes right here. But Euron alienated Jaime by attacking him, by making fun of him, and that's not a good thing to do. The last scene I want to talk about has a lot of implications in a lot of situations, especially when you're at a workplace, especially it's an old workplace, a place full of traditions. You're trying to be a change agent. You're trying to say, all right, we can't keep doing the same way over and over again because there's a threat coming. Market is changing. The economy is new. We're facing new situations. And the people who are there, decision makers, they're old guards. They're like, things won't change. I don't believe you things will change. So in this scene, Sam, he's in Citadel. Basically, it's a hospital or maybe it's medical school. He's trying to get into the restricted area of the library because there's information there he needs to fulfill his goal of beating the White Walker. So he talked to the Archmaester. He's like, can I get in? And the Archmaester is like, are you a Maester? If you're not a Maester, you're not getting in. Sam talked about, this is so important. If you don't let me get in, we're going to be in trouble. I'm trying to defeat the White Walkers here. You don't believe me, right? And the Archmaester is like, actually, I do believe you. I think you're telling the truth, but I'm still not letting you get in because I don't believe the threat is that big. I believe the threat exists, but I don't think we should worry about it because things has always been the way they are, and over the thousands of years, we haven't been defeated. So we'll be fine. So you don't need to get in the library. So he rejected Sam. Why did Sam got rejected? Because this conversation turned from making a small request of getting into the library to a big philosophical debate about change. When you turn a smaller thing into a bigger thing, like politics, religion, you're gonna get bogged down really, really quickly. How could he get a yes next time? He should have kept the request small. He can be like, okay, you don't have to trust the threat is big, but why don't you let me get in? I will make this a small project. I will write down some information in case the big threat is coming, in case we're defeated, we'll have something. When you're making a big request, you want to lower the risk for the people you're making requests to. Then you avoid this big conversation about change. So next time, keep the scope of your request small and don't let it get too big. All right, I hope you've enjoyed this. If you do, share it with your annoying Game of Thrones friends. Like my video, I'll keep making more. Happy rejection.